I know. Hi, everyone. Welcome to All About the Joy. I'm so glad you're here. Tony D is in the house.
Whoop, whoop.
Rick Costa, hello. One of the things I
Hello.
realize I forget all the time is this is the second time I forget to introduce people. so, so every time the podcast starts, it's just like people, because I just assume everybody knows who we are. So,
By now they should. I agree.
by now, yeah. And I'm also working on a second part of the website where I'm going to put I don't know if you've seen it, Tony, but your picture's up on the website. So I'm going to put little bios for everyone. What do you mean?
A wall?
You didn't see the website
I went on
then?
the website last week. I know. I'm just messing with
No, all right. So I have everybody who's been on the show and today I changed your picture because I had that. I know. I want everybody has a smiley picture, and your picture's like gangster or something. I don't know, like pretend
I had
gangster.
just came back from a deployment on that picture. That's why I was kind
No,
of like,
it's a great picture, but it didn't go with the flow. So I changed it all out today and fixed it. So and there's a smiley picture. It's the one I used on this
I know.
poster or
I
whatever.
know. It's a little crazy. That's me acting up. Thank you.
No. It was okay. So here's the thing: the background that you have, which I appreciate, because if people don't know, you need to be rested before you go driving. And Tony has a story about that he's told multiple times, and he can tell it again on this show. So I appreciate it. But what happens is I can't get a clear picture of you because like it phases out the back of your head.
Rick, I
So
want you to remember 1 minute, 45 seconds. She got a clear shot right now.
okay, but right now, okay, and then
Yeah, see,
your
the
hand
fuzziness
is
keeps
different.
coming
It's the
in.
fuzziness, and then your hand, and so I was looking at a whole bunch of them, and no, we don't want esa cara, that face. No, okay, wait, smile, dude. We want smiley face. Okay, so you're gonna make me redo the whole thing, but still, it's flashing in and out, dude.
Okay.
Um, it's okay though. I like the background. It's not a big deal. So, yeah. So we put you up there with a smiley face. Okay, you know what? I'm done. Rick, how you doing? Let's just avoid Tony right now. How you doing?
Doing
How was your
good.
day?
Doing good. It's not too bad. It's pretty good.
Oh shoot! You know what I forgot?
Hmm.
Not that I think anyone's here at the moment, but I forgot to put up the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
nobody.
okay. Nobody's here, so it's okay. It's all right.
Nobody's there yet.
Um, so you had a good day. I was worried about you because usually when I send you a DM, I get a message like within an hour, like, oh, ha, ha, or something. So I got worried about you and I had to go on your show to see if you were okay because you didn't respond for like six
Yeah.
hours.
I emailed you after you said that, and then I was like, I'm getting old because I could have sworn I wrote you back. I
That you
really,
emailed
really
me
thought I
back.
did. Yeah. I really, really
Okay,
thought I did.
it's okay. I was just having issues. I was like all feeling panicked. like, um, so okay, the other thing I want to do is update you on a couple things. I watched I Love Lucy. I
Oh,
watched
my
like three
God.
episodes. I know the first three
Whew, I need
episodes.
meds.
well, unlike Andrea, I did, I'm willing to be open and think about it. I was cracking up because I didn't know that Ricky Ricardo. I mean, I knew he was Latino. I didn't know he played a Latino on the show.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I thought, like Martin Sheen, or as you say, Martin Sheen.
It's
I thought he
Sheehan.
was kind of pretending he was, not Latino because he's Cuban. But yeah, I thought it was, I can see why it works. I can see why it's funny. And I understand it's a little bit dated, but it still holds up. It's not
Yeah.
my thing. Like, I'm not going to watch
It's
anymore.
dated. The reason why you don't enjoy it now is because it's dated. Back
No,
then,
no,
it was
no. I can. I mean, it's not even that dated. It actually held up pretty well, especially the first episode, which is the pilot, where they're pretending to be the dates. I don't know if you guys remember what the first episode is, but season one, episode one, I forget what the name of it is, but they were celebrating the neighbors. I don't forget the neighbors' names.
Fred and Ethel.
Anniversary or something.
right.
Ethel and the husband, who
Fred.
seems very cranky.
Right.
Um, and they want to go to the Copacabana, but the guys want to go to the fight or something. And then, so they pretend to be these awkward, ugly girls. I mean, I get why it's funny. And the comedic timing, which I know you all know, is off the hook. I mean, it's pretty amazing. But It's just not my thing, and it wouldn't have been back then either. It's just,
When he
Back
goes
then,
off on her in Spanish, though, it's hilarious. Mira la mujer
Oh,
loca, blah, blah, blah.
well,
yo,
but he
back then
starts
that was all
singing in
comedy.
Spanish. I was
Yeah.
shocked by that he was
Oh
singing in
yeah.
Spanish. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back then, that was the main comedy. That kind of comedy, honeymooners, everybody. I enjoyed the reruns as a kid.
I don't remember seeing the reruns as a kid, but
Mm.
I know. I'm sorry. Again, I don't care.
Again,
You
I
had a life,
mean, if that's the worst thing about me, you know what I'm saying? I'm just
right?
throwing that out
I give
there.
you that. I give you that.
Hi.
Mr.
I don't know
Beach.
who this is. Hi.
That
That's
is
weird.
Anthony Davis. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hi, Anthony Davis.
Hey.
How are you? Um, so yeah, totally awesome, cool. I'm very happy that I sat through that, but I won't be watching anymore. But it was good. It was good. It's a little too cheeky, but
They'll get redundant after a few episodes. The comedy
it's
remains the same. The honeymooners did the same thing.
yeah,
After a
it's
while,
kind
I'm
of like
kind of looking
when
for it.
when I was thinking about like comedians of today that kind of give me that same vibe. I
Uh-huh.
really was thinking about kind of like Jim Carrey. I
A
mean,
little,
he's funny. It's just a little too cheeky for me.
yes.
I've been watching reruns of Taxi on Freevee. Freevee?
I've never
Freebie,
heard.
yeah, it's another free TV watching
Oh,
thing.
this is the thing though. Pluto and Freevee. Okay. That's what
Yeah.
I'm
Pluto and
loving.
Tubi.
Tubi's
Taxi I
another.
could watch. I could watch Taxi. I've seen that a few. That's with Danny DeVito, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
remember
never got
that.
into that one for some reason.
It's not that hey Melanie,
Hey,
hi.
Melanie.
It's not that I get into it, but I remember Taxi. It goes back to that show of Chico and the Man too. Like
Hey,
I remember
Melanie, how
that.
you doing?
Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to say, and Andrea, I hope is listening, because she needs to watch ET and
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, because I went out there
Hey,
and
Chris.
hi Chris, how are you? I don't know Chris, do I?
She's
Hello,
one of my
Chris.
peeps.
Well, then she one of my peeps. No, just hi,
Hmm.
Chris. So yeah, so I just want to give that update. The other update I want to give really quickly, I think everyone knows, is that Drew Barrymore did decide to stop airing her show. So all of the protesting and all of the ganging up on her for doing the wrong thing worked.
Wow.
Let me see. I watched a lot of Tubi and Pluto. What is Tubi?
It's
Tubi
Tubi,
has
another
done
free
more
thing.
TV
another
shows than
one?
movies. Yes,
There's
there's
a
a bunch.
lot now.
Tubi
Wow.
actually, they're making their own movies now.
Really? Okay, let me finish. It is Anthony Davis, right? I
Yes.
know Anthony Davis, don't I?
Yeah, he was on a other platform with us.
Oh, okay. I just don't know the name of the picture. Okay. I watch a lot of Tubi and Pluto TV. I also have a Roku, so I've been watching Roku TV. I have Roku also.
Me too now.
Um, but I didn't know about Tubi and Freevee. So, but now I do. So thank you.
Yeah.
But
There's
yeah,
several
so
others too.
those are my updates. Hey, Chris,
Chris Rossetti, he's so funny.
the
Wow, I ain't
flying
seen Chris in
monkeys
a
in the
minute. What's
Wizard
going
of
on, man? How you
Oz
doing?
still scare me. What are we
Yeah,
talking about, the Wizard of Oz?
the
Did I
Wizard of
miss
Oz, the
something?
Flying Monkeys, they were pretty dangerous. Yeah, I'm with him.
Chris is just hilarious.
Chris is
He
just
really
hilarious.
is.
Is Chris the one with the voice that you told
Yes.
me about?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Well, Chris, I gotta listen to I gotta hear this voice at some point. Because you keep mentioning it every time you come up, your voice is something I gotta hear. Yes, Carmen, you know me way back from the old days of Blab.
Wow.
I don't know Blab. What's
Blab
Blab?
is back. Blab is back in the day. That was the original one that everybody really misses.
Anthony, I say this with love and kindness. I was never on Blab. I don't know Blab, but I feel like we were there. I was there in spirit or something.
Good
But
Lord,
you
have
were on Haps, right? I think that's
yes,
where I know you from. Is
most definitely.
Haps? I was on
Probably.
Haps like in the last what was it, 4 or 5 months
Yeah.
Pretty
before it
much.
got shut down, and I think that's where I met you. But I'm gonna go check out your YouTube because I got to see your picture. I remember the name. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. So today we're going to talk about, well, unless you guys have anything to add about I Love Lucy or, yeah, yes, you know me from Haps as well. That's right. Chris Rossetti, I'm a big fan on Mace. MySpace still exists.
It does.
Mm-mm,
Yes,
mm-mm,
it does. It exists.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah. It's more music
Um,
focused, I think.
well, we are going to talk about music today. Well, not all day, but I just had a couple of questions. But do you guys have anything to add about I don't think you guys care about Drew Barrymore at all, but like I think we're
Didn't
all over it.
somebody else also they were gonna start up again and they decided not
Jennifer
to?
Hudson did not do
Yes.
her show, and then Sherry got COVID, so she's not doing her show. But
Oh,
I don't know what that's about. I don't know. So, but yeah, okay, cool. Hey, Bill, how are you? That's one of my
Hello.
peeves. How are
Hello.
you, Bill? William Hack. Um, Nice to see you. Okay, so I've introduced you guys. I've done the update on Drew. Let's talk about music. Here's why I want to bring this up. I don't want to talk about Beyonce and Taylor Swift so much, but have you, especially Tony, because I know you're way into music, right? You love DJing. Is it okay to say DJ?
Video disc jockey, and I like video music playing.
Video disc jockey. Video disc jockey. Okay, Anthony just said yes. MySpace is still around. Independent movie creators and independent bands use it to promote their stuff. Yes.
Wow.
And Bill is peachy. I'm so glad you're doing peachy. Okay, so Taylor Swift and Beyonce, this weird, I think it's the media trying to compare them and
It has to be.
pit them up against each other because I would have never in all my life compared these two people ever at all. And the weird thing is Gen Z ain't having it. They're not even jumping in the game, you know?
They're two different genres, but they're two of the biggest female musical artists out there. So I give them that. But
Yeah.
I doubt if they even got an issue with each other that we know of.
I don't think they don't even compete as far as I'm concerned.
Me
Rick, what
neither.
do you think?
I mean, as little as I know about them, because I'm a whole different type of thing, but it's like apples and oranges. It's just
He's
two
like a
different.
whole different type of
Type
thing.
of
What's his
thing. That's what he
definition?
said. That's what he said.
What do
It's
you
because I'm
mean?
in the Christian realm
You
of
aren't
things.
okay. You know what? You have got to stop that. You listen to
What?
all the same music. You sent me a list of
Um,
80s and 90s music.
That was back
he's
then.
trying to improve and grow upon himself. That was the past.
Okay.
Am,
Okay.
am I
Okay.
wrong? Am I wrong, Rick?
Huh? Well, back then it was different.
Are
I
you
knew a lot of that
serious?
stuff.
You don't listen to any music from today?
I don't listen to barely music of anybody, honestly, right now.
Okay. Really?
Very different than I used to be. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just take you off the show because this is going to be a whole thing about music today.
Well,
So,
it doesn't mean I don't
I
have an
just,
opinion, though.
do you know who Beyonce
But I
and Taylor
mean, the
Swift
little
are?
I know about them is they're two completely different genres, two
Yeah.
different ways of performing. They're just totally different. So I don't even know why anybody's comparing them in the first place.
Yeah, I think it's a weird thing. Okay, Anthony said the only reason they are being compared is because at one time Taylor Swift started out as a country artist. Yeah, that I remember. I like them both. I just think it's like trying to compare, I don't know, like Aretha Franklin and Dolly Parton. Why would you bother? There's no like people can be great in their own thingamajiggy. Like there's no need to put them together. What?
Thingamajiggy.
Thingamajiggy. You've
Thingamajiggy.
never heard of that?
Of course I have.
Oh.
Thingamajiggies, whatchamacallits, all of that. Yes.
Whatchamacallit, and I'm
Who's
peachy.
it? What's
We're
it?
just in the mood today because I just finished watching I Love Lucy, so I'm thinking old school language. Yeah, that show, I don't know. I get why it was popular, but it's still in my head. Like I was kind of annoyed watching it.
Should
Come
have
on, I
let
love
us
Lucy.
tell you which ones to watch.
No, I'm not going to watch anymore. I've seen all the clips of like somebody sent me the chocolate when they're working in the factory,
Yeah.
and oh, this is a hilarious clip. Here's the thing: it's one of those things that I think you had to see before everybody saw it and talked about it because I think that is a stupid scene and it don't make me laugh at all. And you already know what's going to happen, and you know what I mean. So I bring too much to the table.
You are, and you're bringing a lot of, take that as stress relief comedy. Take a bad day and just want to see somebody be crazy. That's how you enjoy it.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna. Okay, we're gonna, for Rick's sake, we're gonna move off of the music. Here's the thing: slapstick comedy like that
Yes.
stresses me out. It doesn't bring me happiness and joy.
I'm,
That
I'm,
does not
I'm
make me
curious
funny
about that. That's an interesting topic. Why does that stress you out?
because it's not what I like. Do you like every genre of television or like do you
No,
love horror? Do you love
no,
okay.
no.
So if
And I
somebody
understand that.
says to you, you have to watch it or you must watch it, it'll help you feel better or it'll make you laugh or it'll make you cry. What happens? You go in and you're like, this ain't gonna make me cry.
I want you to remember something, okay?
Oh,
And I'm going
okay.
to tell you this. This is one topic I wanted to bring up. I actually had a bad day the other day because
Look at Anthony.
I
What's
see it. You
wrong
see
with
it
you,
over there.
Carmen?
Because I'm at work and this song was in my head, and I actually got very mad at Rick.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
I
okay.
got very mad at Rick, and I'm
Give
trying
us
to
the
get on my
tea.
point
Go ahead.
because I'm at work, and for some reason I'm just sitting here, oop, ah, oop, ah,
oh.
oop.
Oh,
And I'm like, I
Lord.
really
Oh,
have a problem with this
goodness.
Beef,
dude.
pork. Yep.
No. This is not going to be a clip this time.
And then the
No.
clip came up, and I'm sitting here laughing. And me and you were like, no, don't send me the clip.
Right. I mean, that was the funny part, was that he was a dork, and we both were like, no, no, no.
Oh
Um,
Oh,
gosh,
goodness.
that was funny.
Okay, yeah, but the comedy back then, everything was about having fun, acting up, and mishaps. Right now, a lot of comedy today is low down, dirty, and embarrassing.
I don't know if okay, I disagree with you, because
No problem.
look at back in the day, like, and it's not the I Love Lucy back in the day. Like, that's the other thing too. It's hard for me to associate things that I didn't deal with growing up. Anthony just said, I hate horror, but I do appreciate it because it's a form of storytelling, so I can appreciate it for that. I can appreciate it, but I don't want to watch horror. Like, I've never watched
Anthony,
a
you're
horror
weird.
thing at
I'll deal
all.
with you later.
Not weird. He on point. But here's my thing. I think I Love Lucy is a classic, and I can respect it or whatever. But I remember watching things like, what was it, Dynamite? What was that show with JJ?
Good
Remember?
times.
Good
Oh yeah.
Time. You know what I
Smokes.
mean? Or the Jeffersons. I loved
Yes.
the Jeffersons, and you could
Mhm.
kind of say there was something kind of slapsticky about George Jefferson, and you know what I mean. There's that kind of gotcha, funny laugh track,
Those
comedic
were
thing,
barrier breaking comedies because they pushed the envelope, if you will.
right? But I can watch those because I remember them and I can relate to them. I think
Yes.
so. I was watching these, especially when I watched the third one. I was trying to figure out, okay, seriously, I can see why it's funny. I understand why it works. Why doesn't it work for me, besides that it's not my thing?
Yes.
And
Good
then I
time.
realized, oh, hi, LinkedIn user, good times. We can't see who
Doesn't
you
say your name.
are.
I'm
So
not
I
sure who
can't
it is.
say hi to you. It just says LinkedIn user. But yes, good times. Thank you.
Who
Good
are
time.
you?
Right.
I know, but why is it coming up like that? I wonder why.
Sometimes that just
Oh,
happens. I
because
don't know.
they might block everyone or something. But thank you
Yeah.
for stopping by. I love my LinkedIn people. My LinkedIn people on
Don't
my
do it,
face.
Anthony. I'm gonna
Oh
warn you now.
my.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Wait, did Anthony just say what I think he's
Yes,
saying?
he did.
Now
Don't
I
do
know if
it.
I ever meet Carmen in person, I'll throw a pie in her face. Is that
Don't do it.
a Lucy thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, all right.
Whew, that was
Yeah.
close. Okay, go ahead.
Anthony,
Let me
Anthony's
tell you something.
dreaming.
You won't be doing none of that.
No, no, no. Well, because Andrew, you are allowed to dream on my show. You're allowed to dream that you would meet me and be able to throw anything in my face. You know what I
Wow.
mean? It wouldn't be the first time, by the way, that somebody wants to throw something in my face.
Me neither. Me neither.
I can't help it. But I assume it's because it's a comedic thing.
Oh, there you go.
One of your Link fans.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
Oh,
fans.
LinkedIn fans. Hi, Robert Davis. I
What's up, Rob?
Oh, I think he just added me today. Oh my god, I love everybody on LinkedIn. We have like 360 something followers on LinkedIn.
Congratulations.
We got like 44 just in the past month. LinkedIn
Nice.
is awesome. These
Right.
people are amazing. Thank you for being here, Robert. I appreciate you. So here's why I think I didn't like it, is because I can't relate to it.
That
And
makes
when I
sense.
heard him speaking Spanish, which I'm Latina, um, I that was surprising. At first I was like, why is he with the accent? I didn't understand. I mean, I knew he had an accent, but I had an idea in my head that he was going to be not playing a Latino, because back then people didn't, but clearly they did on the show. So I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't know that was part of the happiness of this show. You know what I
The
mean?
shtick.
So that was cool. But yeah, it's just not my genre. I think that's okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the show. There's a lot of other shows on TV now that I don't watch either, because I just don't think they're
Absolutely.
funny.
And we were all limited to what we had back then. That's why everybody knows it.
Yes, that's true.
Very limited television back then. Very limited.
It was
Everybody knew
before you
things
were born. Why do you guys keep talking like you were
because I
there
remember
during
the
the night?
Reavers. Thank you very much 40 years ago.
No, wait. I'm talking about when you said I Love Lucy. You're talking about I Love Lucy. Wasn't that in the
Yes.
50s? Okay, you guys are not
It was
old
in the
enough.
50s and 60s, but mind you, before cable, a lot of us who didn't have cable, we had the three major networks. PBS did another independent station. So you only had 5 channels. Now, if you didn't watch what was on the other channels, you did watch what was going to be the most entertaining or the funniest. And back then, it was I Love Lucy. It was All in the Family. It was
I watched All in the Family. I know
yeah,
I loved.
the Honeymooners. All of that. Yeah, we
I
had
didn't watch.
without take yourself to the mentality of television without cable, and the only options you had.
Oh, how old do you think I am? I was born. I didn't have cable growing up. We had
I know.
3 channels. You're like, take the mentality out. That's like, well, let me see. I don't even remember when we had pagers. You had pagers? Like, I'm not that
We had
young.
pages in the 90s.
I think I am older than both of you, by the way. I'm cuter than both of you, but I think I'm older than both of you. I just want to be um LinkedIn user, I think it's still
It's
Robert,
Robert.
said
Yeah,
back
Yes.
then the remote control
Where's your children?
was your
Yes.
that's true.
children.
That's
You
true.
had the antennas with the aluminum foil like this. You had to
I
lean over to
was.
watch the show. Make sure you had a good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did all of that.
Yep.
Yes.
I
You
do
leaned it too
remember
much.
I do remember having to get up and change the channel, and
Yes.
we used to watch what was it? The
UHF and
UHF
VH.
channels. Yeah.
UHF channels because that's where all the cartoons were.
Yes.
Yeah. Anthony Davis says soon TV and movies are going to be very limited again, all because of the SAG and writer strike. Okay, let's not get into that because I'm
Oh,
in
okay.
SAG.
I was about to say something.
I don't know if it's going to be very limited again. I think, look at the writers and the studios are talking now, so this is good. This is good.
It's very good.
It's
I
very
think
good.
they got a lot of.
Hopefully,
I think they got a lot of film in the vaults. They ought to have a lot of material in the vaults.
hopefully they're going to make a deal because if the writers and the movie studios can make a deal, then the actors and the movie studio, you know what I mean? It's like we're going to be halfway there.
Yes.
Um, I think the reason why TV and movies and just watching shows and stuff in general, it's because the way in which things are happening now with streaming. That's why you're going to start feeling it's very limited because look at how much everything costs and you have to have like all these streaming networks now. I mean, I didn't even know half of these free ones, but you
Yeah.
have to have HBO, Hulu, what, Apple TV
Showtime.
show, Showtime has its own one. No,
Doesn't it have its
Showtime
own
is part
channel?
of
I
Showtime is
think they
part of
are.
something else now.
Showtime's
Oh,
a
is it?
part of Paramount, I think.
Paramount Plus, I
Yes.
think you're right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I mean. You have to have all of those. You know what I mean? Not have to, but if you want to see whatever the latest is.
Netflix.
Netflix, yeah. Well, Netflix. Netflix is how it all started. That's the problem.
Dun dun
Netflix is the
dun.
one that started the whole streaming thing because they took over from Blockbuster and they started, everyone was getting DVDs at home. And then they started the streaming service. And that's why we're now in the situation we're in because technology is awesome, but it changes things. And these are one of the bumps. So, crossing our fingers that we get some resolve on that. Uh,
Oh, nice.
what is it? I can't
He
see. We
gets
get
Hulu included with his cell phone package.
Yeah, he said Hulu's included with
Hey,
the cell phone
if
package.
it's
Like me, I have
included, hey.
AT&T. HBO Max comes in with AT&T, and I think T-Mobile gives you Netflix or somebody. Some of the cell phone companies are carrying one of the streaming
probably
apps.
not Netflix. So look at that's probably one of the arguments that's happening. All of the other studios are either studios on their own, right? They're studio like Paramount, studio on its own, or it's like Apple and they actually make their money selling cell phones. Right? So that's kind of part of the problem is the studio system has always been connected to actors and writers and the creative people. Netflix is on its own and it's now changing the way in which things are being seen. And some of these other places that are offering all of this actually do other things, which is sell other products. Like Amazon Prime
Yes,
does not sell just Amazon Prime movies or whatever their thing is.
right.
They sell all that other stuff, and that's where they get most of their money.
Hey,
Hey,
Ted.
Ted Hicks, how you doing? I
Look
was
at you.
trying to locate Tony for a pre-production meeting. Would you happen to know his whereabouts? I told you he was going to be on the show, didn't I?
I actually, you know what? If I didn't see the alert, I almost forgot I was coming up in there because I was literally just cleaning the garage a minute ago. And then I came to sit down. My back started hurting. I was like, oh, shit, I got to get up there. Sorry.
How would you even forget us? I don't know.
The way my mind's going right now. And I
Yeah,
do
I know.
apologize. I pay for because I like this dude. Yeah,
Okay,
Disney Plus is worth the money, in my opinion. Disney Plus
wait.
is
What did we just miss? Who?
Anthony.
Mr. Mate 2 says, I pay for Disney Plus because I like Marvel Comics and the Muppets. Marvel has been phenomenal. They have great shows. Disney Plus has great episodes, all the movies everybody's been watching over the past decade.
Great family entertainment.
Yeah, pretty much.
They have great family
It's been
entertainment.
phenomenal. It's been phenomenal.
When I was little, I did like the Muppets, but now I don't think I would really care for it, to be
No,
honest.
we're grown. We can't.
What do you mean you can't? There's
Because
no
the two dudes on the terrace get on my nerves.
It's the first thing I think of, too.
That's
The
so
two
know
hecklers
why.
on the terrace really get on my nerves.
Yeah, you know what? I think one of the things I don't like about some of this free TV stuff, especially because I've been watching a lot of Pluto because we watch our sci-fi stuff on there, Rick. I really hate all the horror commercials. I think they're like, you know what I mean? All the kind of horrific, scary things, whatever. It always bothers me that like you're forced to watch those kind of uh previews. So I like Disney Plus because you don't have to get all that. You know what I mean? Even
Right.
if they are showing something,
Mhm.
it's never something horrific because it's kind of family. I mean, I guess they're not completely family friendly, but for the most part, they are. You know, um, but Tony, so are you feeling a little bit better than from earlier, from 20 minutes ago? A little bit.
I'm here. I'm here. I got this.
Well,
I got
I
this.
know you got this.
I'm trying to behave. I got this.
You don't have to behave. Go ahead, let loose. Do your thing. Go ahead, let
Yes,
loose.
I do. Let's
Scream
get
and
to the
yell.
agenda. Get to the agenda. Next question, number 2.
Let it out. Let it out.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number
Well,
2.
I'm gonna get away from the. I was gonna talk about music, but you know, Rick is all in his Christian stuff.
Rick knows music. Don't
You
Rick
can
has
still
been
ask
he's
the
been watching my
question.
music broadcast for the past 2 years. He knows his music. Let's go.
Okay, so
Mhm.
here's my question. If I say boy band, you say
Meh.
New Kids on the Block.
thank you, Rick, for that very conclusive and in-depth analysis
For
of
me, it's
boy bands.
going to be New Kids on the Block.
Now, see, I thought boys to men. Why would you think New Kids on
They're
the
not a
Block?
boy. They weren't. It started.
How about New Edition? How
I
about New
I
Edition
didn't
was a
really.
boy
I
band?
saw them as a group and not a band. It
Okay,
tripped
but
me out when you said band. I'm like,
okay, but
okay, they got instruments and all that, like everybody,
no,
but they
New
don't.
Kids on the Block
Hey,
and
Kevin.
New
Okay,
Edition were at the same exact time. Hey, Kevin.
they
You know
were
what? I'm bringing it up because everyone's making a big deal about NSYNC and
their
my
reunion tour. Yes, their
yeah,
reunion tour. But New
To
Edition came
me,
out way before New Kids on the
Backstreet
Block. They
Boys.
really did come out before New Kids on the Block, and they came after the Jackson 5 and all that.
to me,
Ooh, that's a big boy band.
boy bands is not just the singing, but they're performing and they're dancing
Yeah,
and they got choreography. Where
You can't
Boys to
say
Men wasn't so much
okay,
all
but you
that; it
can't
was more singing.
look at you guys defining what a boy band
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, the aficionados. You can't say New Kids on the Block on the block, New Kids on the Block, and then say that they're a boy band, but
That's
New
fine.
Edition wasn't. They were
That's fine.
exactly the same at the same time. Here's why I know they're both from Boston,
I
and they
know that.
came out at the same time.
New Edition came out way before them. New Edition came out way before them.
They were competing with each other at the same time. It doesn't matter who came out first. They were at one point neck and neck because
They were
we
at
were
one
in
point.
Boston and there was like a feud who liked who more or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think New Edition
Jackson
had about
5
5 years on
knew
them.
though. Look at
I know I
Rick.
brought them up last time.
I knew though.
That's a shame.
It's so
That's
crazy.
a shame.
Ricky Martin.
Now, Ted, that's a good one. I forgot about Menudo. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah, no. So I look at I none of these matter to me actually at all. I'm just curious because everyone is making a big deal about NSYNC. And I was like on TikTok, it's all over the place because I guess they're getting together and
They're gonna have a reunion tour. Yes.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about all those. But you know, I appreciate everyone's gonna go and buy their tickets.
They have a very huge fan base. They'll make money.
The
Smart.
Jackson 5, I think, is the deal. That
That's
would have
pretty
been
much gonna be,
incredible.
yeah.
You know, yeah. Yeah. Okay, more questions. Let's see. You guys really are not fun at all.
We are too.
Your level is way too down for me.
Oh my.
Yeah, I need more energy, people. Let's start over. Let's start over. Okay. What is your favorite genre of music and why?
Go ahead,
And
Rick.
Rick, do not just talk about Christian music. You can say
You
it's
said
Christian music.
genre. There's genre covers
Okay.
everything.
Wait. LinkedIn user is asking me, Carmen, dang, how old are you? You remember a lot. You look like 30. Thank
Oh, at
you.
first I was like offended, but then he said 30s. I was like, oh, you made up for
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Let me give a shout out to Botox.
Wow.
Good skincare
Uh,
and working out, which I'm not really doing that much
Exercise
anymore.
definitely. Exercise and rest definitely. Yeah.
Exercise definitely, but exercise in your inner spirit. I don't know about 30s, but I appreciate you for saying. But thank you. But 30s is pushing it a little bit. But yeah, I'm in my 50s. I'm in my 50s. I'm embracing the 50s. So but yeah, people get all offended now. Like someone called me the other day and they were like, do you always have to talk about Botox? And I'm like, you know why? Because I'm sick and tired of people lying
Good.
about what
Good.
they do to look good. And
Good.
bad Botox is what you all tend to see and think and hate. And I totally get it. But when Botox is done well, you don't notice it. And I give you the examples of, you know, well, me for one, and I don't do a lot of it, but I do it. But there are plenty of stars, you know. But let me give you this little nugget. How come nobody gets upset or thinks anything badly about people like Dolly Parton and Cher, who have clearly done and embrace everything about what they've done to themselves? Why? It's because you respect them and their spirit is on point. You know what I mean? So I don't lie about using Botox because I want men and women to stop feeling bad about not I'm not telling anyone to do it. But people should stop feeling bad about wanting to look great, you know, and feel good. Old time country and bluegrass music. Anthony Davis said old time country and bluegrass music, all of it made music and the entertainment industry what it is today. And it's about good old fashioned values. Interesting. I'm not a fan of bluegrass or country, baby. Ooh, I'm gonna throw a pie at you when I meet you. I love my brother Alden with all my heart. He lives in Vermont, and we're clearly not DNA related, but he grew up in Vermont, and so bluegrass. I just want to shoot myself. But I agree with you that it is the background of a lot of music. Ted Hicks, Nicole Kidman, um, Kevin Vasquez. I use Botox for migraines. Yeah, that's
That's the
really good.
thing, isn't it, though? Don't they
No,
really
no,
do
you
that?
can. I mean, it is for that, but people like to say that instead of, whatever. I don't mean to make this a show about Botox, unless you guys want to talk about what you could do to enhance your beauty regimen. Just
No,
kidding.
I ain't gonna mess with what God made right here.
Oh, really? So you don't cut your hair, brush your teeth? Why are you wearing them glasses? If the Lord made you half blind, why are you
I'm talking
bothering?
about artificial changing of the
Oh,
He made us
really?
physicality.
half blind.
So
Why do
you
you think that
shave?
would
Is
be
that
a half blind?
artificial? You're not going to win this argument with me. Go ahead,
Huh?
Rick. No, you
Do
don't
you
want to
think I
mess
would
with
look good
the
with a big old beard? I've tried it. It don't look good.
okay, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to say. This is my point. Look at Tony's like, I ain't even gonna go here with her.
I'm not
I ain't
using
even
none of
gonna.
that mess. I'm going to sleep. I'm exercising, and I'm going to wash my face.
I'm not telling anyone to get Botox, but what you just did right there, Rick, is the point. It makes people feel bad for doing whatever they need to do to feel good about themselves. And the thing is, we all get up every day, we brush our teeth, we fix our hair, we do what we got to do. Your co host needs Rogaine. I use
Magnifying
Botox.
glass. Look
No, but
You
you know
got
what I'm
hair.
saying, right? I'm
You
being
got hair.
serious, guys. You know, women, men dye their hair, people wear makeup, people get their manicures, pedicures, all of this stuff. When
Cosmetic.
you do it for yourself, and we're humans, we're socialized beings. We want to attract other people. It's what we do. Ted Hicks said, Rick, why you wear those glasses? You should reply so I can
So
see.
I can see you, and you over here, and you over
I can
there.
see.
Wow.
But I would still respond to Ted that he said, why am I going to mess with the way the Lord made me? We're all messing with the way the
That's
Lord
all
That's
true.
that's
made
not
us.
saying that if you want to do something, I'm pro. Do whatever makes you feel good.
Okay, there
I'm
you
not
go. Thank
against
you
that.
very much. Okay, I keep getting
Latoya,
confused with oh, I like her name, Latoria.
she's
Latoya,
awesome.
how you
She's one
doing,
of my
man?
peeps.
It's Latoya, right?
No,
Latoria,
Latoya.
Latoria,
Latoya.
Lator
Latoria. She's one of my friends.
Latoria.
Mhm.
Hi, Latoria. Why'd she say, "Oh dear"? Um, okay, Anthony said, "Old time country is con- country music that came." I can't read this. I'm so
Old time
sorry.
Old
country
time
is country
country.
So
music that
small here.
came. People
Go
who
ahead.
settled in America from other countries is considered to be public domain because it was around before copyright came into play.
Oh, you mean old? He said old time country. Yeah.
Mhm. So we're
I
still
just don't
talking
like the
about.
twang. I don't like the twang in country.
Yeah, what
Latoria, I'm sorry I'm messing up your name. It'll take me a minute, but I hate that I mess up people's names when I first meet them. I have to practice it, so I apologize. But I love your name because it's pretty. So it's nice to meet you.
Rick, what's
Um,
your genre? Rick, what's your genre?
I actually really go for R&B a lot, to be honest with you. And what was funny was, so when I did become like super uber Christian, and I was listening to TV, the Christian TV networks, everything was country and bluegrass, and I'm like, ugh, I do not like this, but that was all there was, so I got used to it. And then Tony could relate to this. One day, BB and CC Winan showed up. I was like, "Thank you,
oh, okay.
God!
That's
Thank you,
that's a whole
God!"
yeah, they're amazing. Okay, wait. I want to say hi to this LinkedIn user. Is this a new person?
Is that still
I'm not
Robert?
sure.
I don't think that's Robert. I'm
Oh, okay.
chilling on my sofa and ran across this better than what's on television.
I
Good,
agree.
cordial fun.
I
Thank you for
agree.
being here.
That
Thank you
is
for
a
being here.
compliment. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I wish we could see their names.
Mm.
Like
Thank
jazz
you so
music,
much.
also
I
has it.
appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
Kevin said, like jazz, country music also had roots in African American blues of the South. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure we caught that really awesome chat person.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
I have a big lean towards rhythm and blues, R&B, but also anything that's kind of dancey, even though I'm not a dancer, but if it's dancey, it
right.
kind of makes me happy, it makes me in a good mood.
I love gospel music too. Like I do love gospel. Like you said,
Audio Adrenaline, Anthony, wasn't really into them too much. DC Talk, I was. I did like DC Talk.
Wait,
These are
wait.
Christian bands.
But who are you reading?
Anthony, Lister Meat.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I bet Rick loves Audio A and DC Talk. So those are Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Rick likes salsa. I love salsa. Why is Kevin saying Rick likes salsa?
I said anything that's dancey, I guess.
Oh,
Fun.
audio
Yeah.
adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yeah.
Adrenaline. Yeah. I don't know any of these
I
things.
think I've heard of that genre.
It's Christian?
Yeah.
Audio adrenaline?
But these two, they
Heard
made
of
me happy. BB and CC, where we are.
Yeah. Well, but we all love them because they crossed over into. Well, first of all, it's them, and the first time I knew who CeCe Winans was because of Whitney Houston.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, so there
They
was
were
no
close
getting
too.
around it. Yeah,
They
they
were
were
they were
really
very close.
close.
They were very
So
close.
and then CeCe Winans and BB Winans, they crossed over. What was the song?
Contemporary gospel.
So many songs.
No, there was one song that I can't remember it, but it crossed. And if I sang, even hummed it, you'd all know it. Um, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. I bet Rick likes Jars of Clay too. I don't know what that is.
That's another Christian one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Clearly, I don't know any of the Christian songs. Ted's like neo soul. What does that mean? Neo soul. So Ted Hicks and his group is going to have. We're gonna have a crossover show. We're still trying to figure out the dates, but we're
Mhm.
gonna have late night parents and our show together. I can't wait. That'll be fun. Um, I love gospel, reggae, and
Reggaeton.
reggaeton and coco
I
melon.
never heard of Coco Melon.
What's coco melon?
I have no idea.
I know reggaeton. That I've heard.
Reggaeton. Latoria. Latoria?
Yes.
Yeah,
Tony, is that how you say it?
The way I see it, I say
Latoria.
Latoria, but if it's Latoria, that's what Rick said. That's how he said
Latoria.
it.
Yeah. People on Periscope used to say Latteria. I'm like, no, it ain't Latteria.
Where do you see Latoria? How
That's
could you
what they would
possibly
say.
see
Almost how
that?
it's spelled.
Oh,
Y'all already know
Songs.
my genre is hip hop, plain and simple. Grew up, watched it from its inception. I love R&B. I had to grow to like jazz. Gospel has its moments to me. I'm not the biggest gospel fan, but I'm definitely a hip hop fan. Off the
Who's
rip,
your favorite hip hop?
rapper. Period.
Hip hop, yeah.
KRS One.
Okay. What song can you listen to on loop and not get sick of it?
I would start, and I've done this with a lot of songs on road trips. My first choice as of right now is going to be "Whatever Happens" by Michael Jackson.
Really? Oh,
That's a
I would
good
never have guessed that.
song. That is a great. I actually did it on one of my broadcasts. And I was emphasizing. I said, had this song been released on the radio, because I never heard it on the radio while he was alive, that album would have went diamond off of that song alone. That's one of the best songs I've ever heard by him.
Let me
So,
read. I almost don't want to read this, but this is our LinkedIn user. My wife just came in the room after hearing your voice, thought I was speaking with a lady. She said, "Oh, okay, but she's still too pretty to listen to." She was just joking. I'm married. Tell her I'm married. I'm happily married. I never tell people that, but now you know. And I don't wear a ring, but I'm happily married. Little lies, little lies.
wow.
Like, happily married. Don't worry about it. No biggie. See, fine. I agree with you with Michael Jackson. That's pretty cool, but I would have never guessed that for you. Rick, what song could you listen to on loop?
oh
Even if it's a
gosh.
gospel one, it's all good.
I'm trying to think what's not a gospel one.
No, tell us a gospel one because we have a lot of people who know gospel.
It's gonna be corny, but if I
Are you talking about Whitney Houston?
I love me some Whitney Houston. I'm sorry, I do.
I played it one time. He enjoyed it. Yes.
I would have
He loves
never.
that song.
Well, you guys
A
are
lot of
surprising
people.
me so much.
Old time, not new stuff. The old time Mariah
What do you
Carey.
mean new stuff? Oh, Mariah Carey.
Old Mariah Carey, not the new Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
but the new stuff. But the old stuff I liked of hers.
If you want to hear a really cool Jamaican reggae band, you should check out the Swanky Kitchen Band. They are very cool. I will totally check it out. I was just listening to I'm having the worst memory issues today. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm really, really tired and I can't see that well. You know what? I should put on my glasses.
How about you do that?
Because I only need them to read, and then they bother me if I'm looking at you guys. You know what I mean? Oh, I can see now.
I'm gonna help you out. I'll tell you what, we're gonna go all glasses broadcast just to help
It's
her out.
all glasses
We go
broadcast.
all glasses broadcast. There you go.
Yeah, because I can't really see. Jesus just left Chicago, ZZ Top. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
What do you mean Jesus just left Chicago, ZZ
The
Top?
more she talks, the longer my list is growing. I got another song that I can listen to and replay.
Go ahead, tell me.
Is it Jesus?
Heaven by BB and CC Winans. I love that jam.
Oh, yes, that's really
I
good
think
too.
that's on the CD.
Yes.
Heaven. That's on
Yeah, it's the first
one.
song.
Yeah, that's the first one. That I remember that video. Man, please.
Okay, I'll tell you one of the songs that I've been listening to every time I go for a workout. It's the first song I listen to. And even today, I was so stressed out. I didn't want to go for my walk. I worked all morning and then I had a little break and I went for a walk. It's Smile
Oh yeah.
by
By
Kurt
Kurt
Franklin.
Franklin?
It's been my thing. It's been my thing for a few weeks now. Like it gets me in such a joyful place.
Do you
That's a
want to make
gospel
yourself
song.
more positive, more optimistic, and more energetic at the same time? Optimistic by Sounds of Blackness.
Yes, I know that. Yes.
That whole first tape, CD, MP4, whatever. I have
Yeah.
played that on rotation so many times.
Yes.
That whole CD has uplifted me on
It's
more than
amazing.
yes, it is.
Anthony, I hear you, and we all know, we all love Dolly Parton, but she wrote and produced the song "I Will Always Love You" as a country song, and Whitney Houston is the one that made it famous as a pop song. But let's not forget the rest of that story. Whitney Houston, even though she made it very famous, she did not own the rights to it. So as a producer, Dolly Parton still got all of this money. And then Dolly Parton took all of that money and put it back into Black neighborhoods. I think it was like reading or whatever for kids. I forget what the charity was, but she put that money back into the community for people of color. Like Dolly Parton is queen. There is no
Mm.
question. No
Yeah, I've
question.
never heard anything negative about her. Never.
And I will listen to 9 to 5 and
Oh
whatever
yeah.
other song she sings. And I have it on my playlist like every once in a while just to do honor to her, you know, because I remember the movie. Remember 9 to
Mm-hmm.
5?
Yeah.
What a way to make a living. Like, you know, I don't know much about Dolly Parton music wise, but I got mad respect for her. Ted Hicks said Cheryl Lynn Encore dropped in 1983. I don't know who that is. Is that a Tony D? Can you tell us?
Yes, your love, you're so good. Good deserves an encore, deserves an encore.
No.
Everybody knows that song. Pull that song up. You know that song. You know that
Pull up that song. Pull up that song. Everybody know that song. I'm like, I was
Everybody knows that
feeling it
song.
for a minute. 1983, I was kind of young.
Yeah, young, they still play that on a lot of the R&B
Yeah.
stations.
Okay, Rick, what did you pick a song? Did you pick a song on loop or an album?
You said I could do a Christian one. There's one called "Lifter of My Head." I don't care how bad a mood I'm in. If I listen to that song, it's gonna shift my mood to good mood.
Sing me a chorus. Sing me something.
It's just kind of repetitive. It's like, you are the lifter. You are the lifter of my head, of my head. It's kind of funky.
Nice.
Boys,
Okay.
the men head shake when you sing.
Go ahead. Woo! Go ahead. Sing it. Sing it.
Angelo and Veronica. He's Hispanic and she's Italian, and they're married, and
Yeah.
they're white, but you would think they were black.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what about albums? Okay, let me just tell you some of my favorite albums that I can listen to from beginning to end, because this was so Macarena. Kevin, get out of here. Get out, Kevin. Kevin Macarena. I hated that song when it came out, and I hated it. I hate it every time I hear it. Ted Hicks, the real Anthony Davis. What's good? How you doing? Okay, now people talking to each other in the chats. Okay, cool. The real Anthony Davis. I know who Anthony is now. See, you got to connect the dots for me, people. You got to, like, it's kind of like you can't just say Tom and be talking about Tom and think I'm going to know who Tom is and leave out Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that.
I thought you meant
The
Tom from
real
MySpace.
Anthony Davis totally got me. I got it now. I know the face. I can see it.
Hey,
Hi,
Jody.
Jody. Blessings to you, too.
Jody, how you doing?
I wish I wrote it.
Yeah,
you've been
Kevin
making
wish
money.
he wrote it because he'd have the money, right?
Hey.
Hey, I wish I wrote it too. Don't mean I want to listen to it. Okay, one of my favorite albums that I can listen to from beginning to end without fail is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. From beginning to end, every song, not one fail. What about you, Tony? Rick? I'm going to read Anthony's.
It's a rap song. It's a rap album.
Anthony Davis from the NBA has to be proud that he shares the same name as me. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Hey!
It's
Not
a
the
rap
guy who
album.
plays for the
The
LA.
rap album is called Nocturnal by a rap group called Helter Skelter. I have played that song. I played that whole thing repeatedly.
What's a famous one that I would know?
Le Fleur, Le Fly, Escosta.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
So if you know that song, I'm impressed. I am impressed.
Okay, I got
you are a queen.
I love rap. I love rap. I love old school rap.
You are a queen of
You know what I mean?
Remember that.
Well, I was a queen before you heard that. Come on, man. I've always been a queen.
Took my glasses off.
Me too, because it's so funny because I can see it's always gonna remind me of Mario when he did that.
No, that was a good rap album. This may not be for everybody, but if you're an old school hardcore hip hop fan,
old school, yeah, that's old school.
That was 1996. I remember the first time I heard it. I was actually in New York for the summer. I went to see my dad and two of my sisters, and I heard it. I went and got it, and I have not stopped listening, even damn near to this day.
Really? Okay, I haven't heard in a while.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and then I'm gonna ask Rick too. Okay, Tupac or Biggie?
For me, Tupac.
Yes, not even a question.
Okay. I was a Tupac fan. Well, Tupac came out before Biggie. He had a little bit of a run before Biggie came out. So those of us who remember before, we were Tupac fans before we were Biggie fans. In all honesty.
I mean, again, I mean, there was the rivalry between the coasts, right, or whatever, and that's fine. But I know, but it's not no more. But here's the thing. the thing I love about Tupac versus Biggie, and people who are Biggie fans are gonna get mad at me.
Mhm.
Biggie a little bit more nasty than I choose him to be in his lyrics. You know what I mean? He's very, very um dirty, you know what I mean? And very, very well,
I
they were
think
both misogynist, but I mean it was the time, but every time I hear a Biggie small and I'm like listening and I'm like, "Ugh, ugh."
I think Tupac had more of a
Oh
Biggie had more
God.
of a street and club vibe. Tupac had more of a international vibe, from what I
Well,
remember.
Tupac was more of a poet too. He
Biggie was
was a poet.
Biggie was a good poet. I
No,
can't like his rhymes. It just, and for me, and I'm gonna say this. This would be probably one of the most controversial things I'll ever tell anybody in the hip hop community. There was a time when hip hop needed a change, and Biggie was classic hip hop. Tupac wasn't, to me.
oh. Mm.
You got to think about it like that. You got to be an old school hip hop head to understand what I'm talking about. Biggie did things the old school way, which was appreciated. We didn't have a
It
problem with
was
it.
appreciated. It was.
But
It
for
was.
me, as somebody who had moved out and was looking for something different at a specific time, Tupac came with something different that was good. His first CD was good,
His
and
I
it gave
mean,
us a new aspect.
okay,
Biggie
here
gave us, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Biggie gave us a classic aspect that a lot of us who were from that area, region, state were familiar with. To me, I had already heard that before. And it's a
Yeah, but
discredit
you
to him.
can't take away. I mean, Biggie was amazing. You can't say you just heard
Biggie
that
rapped his
before. You're
butt off.
talking
He had great rhymes. Yes, he
yeah.
did. Yes,
Okay.
he did.
Okay. All right. I see. Okay.
Because when he did Not From Houston, But I Rap a Lot, I was
Yeah.
driving. I made a U-turn and went to the record store and got it. I said, now
Oh
that's a line that's going to make me spend money. That's the line that's going to make me spend money. Between that's the Flavor in Your Ear remix, The What, and Unbelievable, I had to go get his CD. I
Okay,
had
you're
to.
saying that Biggie that Tupac changed rap in a different way than what we were listening to before
He
that.
was different from what I was used to hearing that I enjoyed. The kicker with a lot of these new artists is you got to draw the audience to you. Tupac drew me with what he did. Me specifically, personally. I liked When My Homies Call, that was it.
Yeah, that
You
was
couldn't
it.
tell me
Okay,
anything else.
but okay, can I tell you? And I'm going to totally give the cliche Tupac answer. The
Sure.
reason why I love Tupac even more is because when he wrote "Dear Mama," that changed the game because it
That was
connected. It, that was like it just
was on the
changed the
second
game
or the
because it
third one.
crossed
Yeah.
over everywhere. It crossed over, and other people could. Rick, do you even know what we're talking about?
Vaguely,
I'm
vaguely.
so sorry. I didn't mean to do that
Nah,
Yeah,
to
my
you.
but I
I
bad.
mean, I
didn't know this
Dear
was a
Mama
good
had
appreciated.
rap
Dear
show.
Mama was it. Dear Mama
I
was it. There was
appreciated
not.
his intellectualness. Is that a
That might
word?
have
Have you
been
ever heard "Dear Mama"?
I think I've heard it. Like if you played it, then I'd be like, oh yeah, but I can't think of it right now in my head.
yeah.
If I played it now, though, then they would delete it off my YouTube, wouldn't they?
No, you just get a
Possibly.
little bit of strike. You just get a little. I've lost my chance.
Okay,
You
I'm
only
not
get,
going to
You
do
don't
that
want to
because I'm
strike,
not in the
you
bro.
only get
mood.
one strike. You only get one strike. It's all right.
But I'll send it to you, Rick, because it's really it's the song that, like, I say this respectfully. Don't send me no DMs about this, but whenever I talk to white people about rap and they're getting all upset about like 50 Cent or whatever, or they're talking about Vanilla Ice, I'm like, Lord Jesus, please. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me send you a song so you know who Tupac is, because they're like, oh no, that's too much. I'm like, okay.
Any of
And then
you people who
eases
have a
them in.
problem with hip hop, do not blame Carmen for this. This is nothing against Carmen or
Hobby.
anybody else. But if you got a problem with hip hop, come see me.
I know. Hi, Bobby. How are you?
I'll be shut up, brah.
But wait a minute. Ted Hicks talking about the Dave Matthews Band. Okay. Nas. What did I don't see Simanda?
Nas as a rapper, Samantha Bra,
I don't
Dave
know
Matthews.
Simanda Bra. What is that?
Strange is a Lover Holiday. Yeah, I remember Lover's Holiday. You will be familiar with that song if you ever heard
Okay. I'm just missing whatever you guys are reading. I'm not seeing it.
it. Yeah, good.
My favorite song is Gregory Abbott, "Shake You Down."
That's a good song.
I know that song. That's a good
Kevin
song.
says straight out of Compton about NWA mic drop. Kevin, I'll actually
Yep.
challenge you with the second one over the first one. I think the second one was better. I can play that
Ooh.
one all the way through, even though that's controversial as hell. But I would play that second one all the way through. Bishop
Hey,
Jen, how
Bishop
you doing?
Jen.
I haven't seen Bishop Jen in a minute. Oh my God.
Yeah, she was on Haps quite a bit too.
Wow. How are
Hi,
you doing?
Bishop Jen. Nice to meet you. I don't
Wow.
remember Bishop Jen, but I'm happy to
We
meet
tried to
you.
behave when she came in the broadcast. Like this.
I have to behave?
No,
No, we
to
tried in the
behave.
past, you mean.
She would pop up. We'd be like, shh. Hello.
Oh,
Bishop
really?
Jen.
I was always behaving. I'm
Oh
a
my
good
goodness.
girl. I'm a good girl. Um, Okay, so here's my question to Tony and Rick, and then we're gonna move off of rap, but I just want to get Tony's idea of Eminem.
One of the best rappers out there, but he can never be the king.
Okay, but why can't he be the king? And why
Because
did you say that? That was interesting. Why?
because people want to make him the best rapper ever, make him the king of rap. No, he has actually acknowledged the rappers before him who made him who he
Of
was.
course he
He will
does.
always have that respect. He can be a hip hop guy, but he will not be the hip hop guy. Okay, now I'm about to go on my soapbox. The hip hop god is Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Y'all better stop right now. Y'all better stop right now. That's all
Isn't
y'all not
he
getting in
isn't
here.
he fighting with isn't he fighting in his lyrics?
He's not fighting with anybody. Eminem is
No,
not messing with him.
Eminem. Have you listened to his latest that just
I haven't
came out?
heard anything.
No, Rick. He's all over TikTok right now.
Who Eminem
Who?
is?
Eminem is all over TikTok and he's arguing with not arguing, he's
He's arguing with Melly
responding.
Mel. You talking with Melly Mel?
I don't know who he's I thought he
He
was
had
I
a
thought he
beef
was
with
arguing with
Melly
Big
Mel.
Daddy
That was with
Kane.
Melly Mel a couple months ago. I know what you're talking about on that. Melly Mel said something about him, and they're going back and forth. Yeah, Eminem, the man's sick. The man's a beast. I actually did a 2-hour marathon with a bunch of his songs. He's
I think
hard
he's
to mess
amazing.
with, but he will not put himself above the legends, and that's the respect we're going to give him and
I know,
keep.
but here's the okay, but and we don't have to get into this contract because I ain't
Yeah.
fighting with nobody. Because again, I don't know why there needs to be competition or why, but I think it's interesting because he talks about the reason why he can't ever be. I don't think he says king, but at the top is
Yes.
because he is white, and it's an interesting controversy to think about. You know what I mean? Ted Hicks says Huey Lewis face grin smiling back in time.
He's tripping.
Um,
Eminem's going to go down as a hip hop guy. He will go down as a hip hop guy.
Oh, well,
He
here, I mean,
can-
there's no denying his talents,
yes.
his rhymes. Look at again. I
Zero.
wish we lived in a world where color didn't matter, but it does, and we don't live in that world. And even when we die, it still probably won't be a place where the color of our skin will be like our eye color. It's just not going to happen. And I think
Yes.
the thing with hip hop is as much as I think that Eminem has, I mean, he's going to do a rap battle with anyone. It's going to be something to watch. You know what I
Here's,
mean? It's going to be
here's the
something to
kicker
watch.
with him. We killed the racial barrier off of Guilty Conscience, off of his lyrical content. The Guilty Conscience was the second song that he came out with.
Yes.
He killed that aspect off of that song alone, and so many songs afterwards. You tend to throw that away and just listen to his raps. At least
But
I'll say
he's
that
not. But Tony, he's not. You need to go on
because
TikTok and
people will throw it in his
stuff.
face. You're correct.
People are
Will-
not, I mean, he's even saying it. I think because he's getting to the point where I don't think he's angry about it.
right.
He's making the point in respect
Yes.
to black artists, but he's saying, I will never be the top, and it's because of the color of my skin. Like, I think he's acknowledging the problem of, but you know what? I think he is not just a genius in his lyrical stuffage. I think he's a genius in that he understands the dynamics of race and how so many musicians, we can talk about Elvis Presley, for example, we can talk about so many great artists, and I'm doing quotes
Mhm.
for a reason, that stole and did not give credit.
Agreed.
And that's why I think he is saying that. I don't think he's saying it like, I'm angry, I'm mad. He's saying it
No,
like,
he's not.
this is
He
how
isn't.
it is.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
He's nowhere near mad about it. He accepts the accolades that he has gotten, the
that's
level that
right.
he has gone to, the fanfare, the fan base. People want to see him, want to hear him. He has hung with some of the best rappers out, past and present. So he's going to be up there. He just
I
can't be.
mean, I'm sorry, but when you have Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre in your corner, I don't even know what else to say.
He's
He's
got every.
pretty
He's got pretty
amazing.
much every major rapper respecting him.
Yeah.
That's all he
50
wants.
Cent. 50 Cent talks about him all the time with just complete love and joy. And I'm just
You
like,
know
this.
why? Because he signed under 50
No,
Cent
I know.
signed
I
under.
know,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I know, but still, but he's lived up to the hype. Like, you can't deny Eminem.
He got his respect. That's all he
You
wants.
can't. You
Yes,
can't deny him.
you
He's
can't.
so good.
You
And
can't.
somebody was talking to me about like, well, what about Vanilla Ice? I'm like, stop. You're in the wrong room.
Please
You're
stop.
in the wrong room.
You are
Stop.
out of this conversation.
Stop.
You are out of this. You are now in the audience.
But I think if hypothetical, if everybody said, okay, we all voted Eminem, you are the king, he'd be like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. I
I
don't think
think
he
he
would
knows
like
that
that.
as far as the hip hop community itself and the way the genre has grown. He came after the greats. Everybody formatted themselves after the originals, period.
Yeah,
You
but
can
that's how it
change what
happens
you
all the
can.
time, right?
Yeah.
But look at the reason why I pause is I'm gonna have to send you guys a couple of TikTok clips of his latest album or whatever that was just recently released, not months ago, but just recently. And I've been watching them, and it's fascinating to me because he is lashing out and saying things. I think out of respect, but also acknowledge. Like I think Eminem believes he is the greatest rapper. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I haven't heard an album since 2018. I see it must be Curtain Call 2.
No, he has an album out now. He has an album, or he's doing something on TikTok because everyone's talking about it.
Okay.
Let me see. Ted Hicks said, Carmen, after your show, play Jill Scott's album by popular demand. You can listen to the entire disc. I know who Jill Scott is. What's Ted Hicks doing?
That woman's music is dangerous to me.
Come on now. Bobby Stamps, you have to be relevant 24/7. I am, baby, but thank you. Did he get a star on the Walk of Fame? Who?
Eminem, I guess, since we've been talking about him.
If you ain't on the Tune or Eminem or 5'9", you ain't competition, just a fish. You're trying to bite a line. I don't know. Is this a lyric? I don't know what you're talking about.
Eminem, Royce the 5'9". I don't know who the tune is. I know who Royce the 5'9". Royce the 5'9" is good. Those two are homeboys. Royce the 5'9" is very good. He's one of the more underrated rappers in hip hop ever.
Hey, Bobby Stamps, let me explain. People don't know that the way in which you get a star on the Walk of Fame, yes, Hollywood has to say you can get this. You know, the city of Hollywood has to say it's okay for you to get a star on the Walk of Fame. However, what people don't know is that you have to pay for that. So usually a production company or management company, they pay for it. So there's a reason why, like, all the people from, what was that show with Ray Romano? What was
Everybody Loves Raymond?
Everybody Loves
Raymond, yes.
Everybody on Ray Romano's show has a star on the Walk of Fame, except Ray Romano, because he refuses to pay for. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's changed recently, but yeah, I mean, no offense to the Walk of Fame thing, but it doesn't mean that much to me, anyways. Now that I understood that, I learned that when I first moved here. Latoria, I want to say her name right. We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk.
You got it.
There's a difference between the king and a king, because the originals would be crowned the king. We're done with the conversation. Yes, spoken. Thank you. The clarity is on point. We're done.
Right there. Right there.
Thank you, Latoria. I know I'm messing up her name. I know that's not how to say it.
No, you're not. No, you're good.
Right. That's how Rick said it. Rick said that's how you pronounce it, Latoria.
But have you met her and talked to her in person?
Who? Latoria?
Yeah.
She's been on my she literally She's been on my broadcast a lot.
I'm saying, you've talked to her in person and you got the vocal how to say her name?
Yeah.
Okay. It just don't feel right. I'm not feeling it right. I feel like I'm not. Latoria, can you tell me if I'm saying your name right? It just looks beautiful. Look at Tony's all in it. Tony, you can drop out anytime. You have the power.
I got to leave.
You like this. You like, am I Kevin Nash says you have to pay $10,000 a year to maintain. He's talking about the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So yeah, Life is Bogas. What's that? Is that an album?
Bogus.
Again, I should put on my glasses. I'm like bogus.
There's Bobby being Bobby over there.
Yes, Rick and I have spoken, and yes, you're doing it right. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Rick. I questioned you. I want to apologize. I'm so sorry. But I have that stuttering problem, so I really feel bad sometimes because I mess up. I hack people's names, and it's not intentional. So thank you.
Not intending to bring back Lucy, but there was one where John Wayne, he did the what do you call it now? We just talked about the stars, the footprint thing. What the heck? What's it called again?
Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Where you had the footprints, right? And you signed
at the Chinese Man's Theater?
So he did that, and then Lucy messed it up. But he didn't know she messed it up. So then she kept trying to get him to stand on some cement so she could fix it.
This is an episode.
This was an episode.
It was hilarious. Yeah. So but you see, this is Rick's job. He brings us way back to the beginning, right at the 1 hour mark. Go ahead, baby. Okay. Tony D, main source breaking Adams entire disc.
That's old school. Looking out the front door. I got you.
So Rick Any albums? I didn't hear any albums from beginning to end from you because I was talking too much.
There
The floor is
was,
yours, my
well,
friend.
this is going to be a Christian one, and it's a worship one, so it's like a church appropriate one, but it's called Heaven on Earth by David and Nicole Binion. And yeah, I've listened to that a bajillion times from beginning to end.
A bajillion, yeah.
So,
I also have to give a shout out to one of my favorite artists who I love. I can listen to his album Faith over and over and over. And I do. It's in my car. George Michael, may he rest in sweet peace. I love George Michael.
man,
And what I love about Black folk is we all love George Michael. Like we all have,
his voice was not undeniable. His voice was
right.
undeniable.
And his ability, and this is what was great about George Michael. The reason why is because he always gave respect and credit where credit was due to Black folk. And then he went and won like one of the awards at like one of the like at the I forget what award show it was, but he should not have won, right? Because it was in the genre of Black music, and he got up there and everybody was happy for him. Anyways, I'll send you the video clip. I forget
Yeah,
which one.
please send me. I never heard of that. The only one I ever
Oh
heard.
yeah. It was a big deal. George Michael won the award that every Black artist should have won, and I think he
Wow.
was
So
humbled
he
by
spoke
it.
out. He spoke out on behalf of people. Cool.
Well, he always gave credit. I think that's what made him so endearing. I mean, I loved him from day one, but when they were doing their cheesy rap song back in wherever he's from, London, they were doing their weird cheesy. It was like in the 80s, you know what I mean?
Oh, Wham!
Yeah, Wham, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
Wham was jamming though. Wham was jamming.
but they were doing rap. It was so bad. If you go back and listen to it, it's so cheesy, but it's fun and poppy and whatever. But
Wake me up before you go.
well, that was later on. I'm talking about the look at Tony. Tony gets embarrassed for you. It's
No, I have folk. Me and Rick just do this all the time. We good.
I think Rick is a natural goofball, though.
Oh yeah,
Are you really? But
get
why
it
do you
from
keep
my
it on the
dad.
side?
I get it from my dad.
Did you ever see that movie with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams, The Birdcage? Where Robin Williams is on stage and he's trying to explain to the guy that he has to do Martha Graham, Martha Graham. You know what?
Wow.
Madonna. You don't remember that?
Wow.
Is
I
that
never
the
watched
one
the movie. I know
where?
the movie, but I didn't watch it.
It
Is
was
that,
so funny, but it just reminded that because okay, I'm not going to do a good impression, and I don't even know the words well. But he goes, Martha,
Same.
you have to act like this. This is he's trying to tell the dancer how he has to dance, and he says you have to do Martha Graham, Martha Graham, Madonna, Madonna, and then and he says some other ones, and then he goes, but you have to keep it all inside. And it's classic Robin Williams, like classic, because he's like all over the place. You know what I mean? And he does all these different ones. And
Isn't
then
that the one where the guy who's gay had to pretend he was like straight, but he couldn't
it
really
was
do it?
so it's not just any guy. Gene Hackman plays the father, and the son is going to date the daughter of Nathan Lane and Robin Williams characters who are married.
Mhm.
By the way, this is back in the day before this was an okay thing. You know
That
what I
was in
mean?
the 80s, wasn't it?
I think it was like 980s or early
It
90s or
was
something.
89, 90, yeah.
And Gene Hackman plays the father, and he has to dress in a outfit of a woman, like you know what I mean? He dresses in drag basically, and to get out of where he's in. So it's just a really fun. I think I'm gonna watch that movie again.
1996. My apologies.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
96.
Later than
I
what I
did see
thought it
that.
was. Later than what I thought it was.
It
That's
was
pretty
real.
funny.
It's really funny, and I mean, I'm sure it's a little bit dated now, but I mean, Robin Williams, oh, love him.
Mr.
He's another
One
one
of
I
the best actors ever.
just such a good, funny person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a little sticky for me too, but I loved him, so it didn't matter. You know,
Mhm.
and I loved him because I remember when the three of them, I love people who do charity stuff.
Yes.
Whoopi Goldberg,
The
Robin
comic
Williams,
relief tour,
and
Billy
who am I
Crystal.
missing?
Yes.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg, right with the comic relief
And
tour.
they
Those
were
are
right.
classic. Those
Classic. Yep. And they were
absolutely.
raising money all the time for homeless people. They were amazing.
Absolutely.
But I can't believe we're past the hour mark. This is so much fun. I'm
Ooh.
done with y'all though. I'm ready to
100
go.
messages. We got 100 messages.
Yeah, 100
Wait,
messages again.
we can stay on a little bit. But is Ted calling you?
It's
Don't you have
coming
to-
on next. Yes, he is.
Yeah, so I am going to cut it off so that we can have Ted do his show. The Birdcage is a remake of the French film called the La Cage aux Folles. I can't
La
say.
Cage aux Folles.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Both are comedies about drag queens and burlesque shows.
Yes.
Exactly. Fantastic. Thank you. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for stopping
Yes,
by.
sir.
I appreciate you all. It is always so much fun. Please check out the website. I'm going to let you go, Tony. Go do your thing with Ted. Ted
Late
is
night
doing
parents.
latenightparents.com. They're on YouTube. They're on blah, blah, blah. And what
YouTube,
else?
Twitch, Twitter. We'll be all over the place. Just look for latenightparents.com, honestly. With
Yeah,
Ted.
so go check them out, especially on YouTube. Very easy. Bye, Ted. Have a great show. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm going to end the stream, babies.